Today on Mac's Handy Gadgets, we're going to be making pot roast in our Instant Pot with potatoes, carrots, and celery that won't turn into mush. And we're going to be using a rump roast, an Angus rump roast, bottom of the round. And we're going to see how tender we can make it and juicy. So let's get started. Okay, before we get started cooking, I just thought I'd show you this accessory kit I bought online from Amazon. I was just looking for like a steamer basket. I said, why not? Let's get the whole accessory kit. It comes with like a steamer basket and all these goodies in there. So let's get looking at them. It's supposed to be 101 pieces in here, but I think there's just 60 main ones. So let's get started. I'll check them out. Alright, we have, I don't know, I guess these are the little like pot holders that you can grab the baskets with. They kind of slip on your fingers. Look like Donald Duck or something. Anyway, let's take a look at the other stuff. Well, we have a basket, it seems. Comes all wrapped up. Looks like a steamer basket with a bunch of holes around the edges. And believe it or not, it looks like we got some sort of a cake pan. A spring form cake pan. It's got the little spring form on the outside here. So you can pop it open and get your cake or whatever you have in there out. So that's pretty neat. And I think there's a bigger steamer basket in here somewhere here. Yeah. I think this one fits on top of this one. Yeah. Just like that. That works out good. All right, well, and it even has a divider, I think, for the top. You can put this in there and divide up your vegetables while you're steaming them. That's pretty neat. So you got the pot, the steamer basket, and the top thing for the actual vegetables and whatnot. That's good. And let's see what else you got in here. It looks like you got a pair of tongs, grabbers. They're not too bad. And I don't know what this thing is. Oh yes, I think I do. It's a plate grabber. I think. Let me see if I can open this for you. Never mind. Let's get a knife. All right. Well, yeah. I don't know how this works. Oh yeah, it looks like it grabs the plate in here and you can lift it in and out of the pot, which is pretty good. So it comes with all these extra silicone mats and scrapers or whatever you want to call them. I think they're like for pastry. Another little silicone mat, and these are your liners for your spring form. And it comes with an egg trivet, so you can make hard-boiled eggs. 2 of them. I guess one stacks on top of the other. It does stack on top of the other. That's pretty cool. And we also have another trivet. Only this one's got the silicone handles up top. So that's pretty good too. So that's a pretty good kit so far. And you also get these silicone little, I guess, for cupcakes. You can make cupcakes in there. Also, let's see what else we got. Oh, this thing. You know what this is. I think it's a, to make egg bites. Let's see if we can open this up and see what's in here. Yeah, you can make egg bites in here. It's a little silicone mold, and I think there's a silicone lid here that is silicone. So that means you can put the lid on the inside of the pot and it won't melt. That's pretty good too. These things are tasty though. I'm gonna have to make some of them sometime. Okay, that's enough of the show and tell here. We'll just get back to cooking here. I thought you'd like to see that. That was a pretty interesting kit. back to cooking. Now for our pot roast recipe here, we're going to be using 3 stalks of celery. And I'm just going to split them in half. And then go ahead and cut them up in large chunks. And we're going to be doing that. Putting them in a bowl. Let's see what we got here. We got another one to split up here. Yeah. We'll just cut them up. It's quick and easy. Yep, big chunks. Doesn't really matter. Pot roast always tastes good that way, right? I think we're going to need another little bowl here. Alright, let's get another little bowl. There we go. We'll just go ahead and chop them up in large chunks. And we'll add them to the pot when we're ready to cook the pot roast. And it adds a bit of crunch to the pot roast, so it's good. And I'll bring you back when I'm ready to chop up the baby carrots a little bit. Okay, it looks like these carrots are small enough. We don't need to chop them. But if there's any real big ones in there, we'll just cut them in half. So I think we're going to end up using about half this bag, which would be about 1 pound of carrots. There you go. That's perfect. Now with our carrots and celery, we're gonna be adding, I guess maybe 2 pound maybe of potatoes. And these are small gold potatoes, so I picked the smallest ones I got out of my bag. There is a couple big ones in there. I might use a couple more. We'll see. We can always quarter them, right? Now we're going to slice up 2 medium-sized onions. We'll just cut them in, we can cut them in nice chunks like that because we want them big, right? We're going to use these to deglaze our pot and add flavor to the pot roast. So we'll cut these up. And we'll add them to our pot. Now we're just going to cut them in half again. And that ought to be it right there. In half again. Half again. Keep going. Okay, we're done. This is a simple meal, but a good one, and it doesn't take too long to make. The whole thing may be 1.5 hours. Okay guys, we're going to be making our pot roast taste really good, so we're going to be adding some seasoning, so pay attention. We got 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of dried onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoon of seasoned salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes. Now you just mix these all together, kind of get all the flavors incorporated, and that makes for a really good rub for our roast. That's going to be really good. Alright, I'll bring you back when we start that process to sear it and get them flavors really going good. Yep. Okay, it's time to season the meat. Now this piece of meat here, the bottom of the round Angus piece, seems to not have a lot of fat cap on there. So I think we're going to just go ahead and spritz it with a little bit of oil to help the spices stick. I did pat it dry. So let's get a little bit of the spices on there. And rub them in. Of course my hands are nice and clean. Let's flip it over. Rub them in. Put it on there. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of fat cap there, but we're gonna make sure we well season this baby. Get her all seasoned up, even the edges. Make sure we get everywhere on here. Yep, it looks good. This is gonna be really tasty when it's all done with all these spices and seasonings on here. So next up, all we have to do is sear it, and then we'll add our onions in there and deglaze the pot. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now it's time to saute our meat, and we're going to be adding to the Instant Pot here. We don't need the lid. About 4 ounces of oil, olive oil. I want to coat the bottom good, and that way the meat will saute nice. And we're going to set our Instant Pot to saute. Let it go for 30 minutes because we won't use all that time, but we don't want it to shut off in the middle of us sauteing. And we're going to leave it on high, and we're going to let that get nice and hot, and then we're going to put our meat in there, our pot roast, and we're going to saute it on both sides for a couple minutes, each side. Okay, we're going to hit saute, and we'll leave it on the 30 minutes. We won't use all that time, and we're going to keep it on high, and we're going to hit start. Okay, now we're going to let that get nice and hot, and then we'll start to sear our meat, which should be only in a few minutes. It looks like our Instant Pot's up to temperature, ready to saute, so we're going to take our meat and lay it right in there. And saute both sides for a couple minutes. We want to get that nice and toasty. And for about no more than 2 minutes per side. Yeah, we get a little crust on there, and I'll flip it over. Okay, I think it's time to flip our meat. Definitely got a nice charring going on there. All right. Okay, now we're going to let that sear on that side for a little bit. Then we're going to deglaze our pot and add our onions. It's been going a good minute, minute and a half. Maybe we ought to flip this one. See how good it is. It's not too bad. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get that out of there, and then we'll deglaze our pot. Okay, now you want to add some butter and start to deglaze this pot. Make sure you stir it all around, get all them bits off there. Keep stirring and scraping all them bits off. All them flavor bits. We add that butter. It's hot. Definitely hot. Let's get all them bits off. You don't have to get them all off, but just loosen them up good. And with that, we're going to add our onions. Now onions have a little bit of water in them, so it should deglaze that pretty good, and we'll cook them down a little bit. Maybe 3 minutes. Get all that good flavoring on there from the spices and everything. Just keep stirring until we don't want anything to stick down the bottom, so we make sure everything is kind of loose. All the seasonings off the pot and loose. Can you see that? It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll get all these nice onions here. Cook down just a little bit. Couple minutes. And then we'll add the rest of our pot roast in here. And we'll see what happens here. I'll bring you back when they cook down a little bit. Yeah, you want to keep stirring them onions until they cook down a little bit, maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes, until you see them starting to change color there a little bit, like they are, and they got all that good spices all mixed in. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic or sliced garlic, whatever you have, and give that a stir. Two tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Add our seasoned meat to the trivet and put it right in there. There you go. That's simple. Add 2 cups of beef stock. Add 1 cup of dry red wine, drinking wine, not cooking wine. Just go ahead and pour that in. There you go. You remember that basket we bought with the accessories kit? We're going to try it out today. So we're going to add our potatoes to the basket here. And hopefully we can get our lid shut. Yeah, put our carrots in. And we're going to put our celery on top of that. Just like that. And maybe a couple more carrots. We'll finish it up, see what we can do here. Let's see if it fits in the pot. I'll give you a view of that. Okay, let's add our vegetables to the pot. Let's see if we can get them to stay in there. They got nice little handles. Yeah, it looks like they'll be alright. I can just set them right in the middle. There you go. Now all we got to do is put our lid on and set our Instant Pot to cook. And our pot roast will be done in no time at all. Okay, now all we have to do is set our Instant Pot to pressure cook. And we're going to dial it in for 60 minutes or 1 hour. 1 hour on high. And hit start. And then there she goes, she's preheating. Now we are going to cook it for 1 hour on high, and then afterwards we're going to let it do a natural release for 15 minutes. And then at the end we'll do a quick release after that. I'll bring you back when it starts to cook. Okay, the Instant Pot is getting ready to seal. And when that happens, it'll be coming up to pressure and start cooking. So I hear it starting to steam a little bit. So we're on the last little indicator of preheating, and that didn't take but about 3 minutes. So I think this new Instant Pot Pro Crisp is pretty fast. It just sealed, so it's going to be starting to cook, and it'll show the time. It should show 1 hour cook time on there. I'm waiting to see that, and then we'll be all set, and I'll bring you back after that, after about an hour. But in your time, it'll be like just like that. So we'll see. And there it is, 1 hour on the clock. It's starting to cook, and in 1 hour that pot roast should be done. And then we're going to let it do a natural release for 15 minutes after that. And then we'll finish releasing any pressure that's left in there with the little valve switch in the top of the Instant Pot lid. Okay, I'll bring you back when that's about ready. Yeah, since this recipe calls for, a cup of wine, I figure since I had to crack open a brand new bottle of wine, we might as well just have a little glass or something like that. Right? That sounds good. Cheers. Well, it looks like we're coming up on 1 minute to finish our cook time here. And then we're going to go into a natural release for 15 minutes. So we're counting down. It's getting close to being done. Done pressure cooking, then we'll do the natural release, and everything should finish cooking then. And we'll see. We're counting down together here. It should be pretty close. Done cooking. There we go. Yep, done cooking. So we're going on a natural release here, and the time should start. It's going to keep warm, which is a real low temperature, just warm. And I want to see if a minute pops up on that screen right there, and it'll tell me how long I'm waiting for the natural release. It should be 15 minutes when we're done on the clock. Let's see if it changes. Then afterwards we'll quick release after the 15 minutes is up, and then the pin should drop and we'll take a look at it together, which would be great. I think it's gonna be good. Yep, looks like we got 1 minute on the clock as far as the natural release time, and we're looking for 15. So I'll bring you back when it's about 15 minutes. Of course, when you got 10-11 minutes left on the clock and you're just waiting to finish the natural release, hey, what else is there to do? You might as well have a little taste. Right? Cheers. Well, we went past our natural release time by 3 minutes. So now we're going to release it, do a quick release, and we're going to take a peek inside, and I'll bring you with me. Okay, let's do a quick release. Release all the steam that's in there. I was thinking maybe if I waited those extra 2-3 minutes that the pin would drop on its own, but no, there was a lot of steam left in there. So when that's finished and the pin drops, we'll be able to open the lid and I'll bring you back. Yeah, when I released the steam in here, it gave the whole kitchen a really nice smell. Beautiful. Just like roast beef. pin just dropped. So it's pressure has released. Can you see anything? It's a bit foggy up there, isn't it? It might clear up in a month or two. What do you think? Yep, the steam cleared up. I'm gonna see if they're done. The potatoes are definitely done. The carrots are done, and everything looks really good. Okay, we're gonna be taking that out now, and I'll bring you back when I take them out. The vegetables and the roast. Yeah, it's really easy to take out these vegetables with that basket. Really easy. Now we're gonna take out that roast. Let me get a plate for it. Now we're gonna be making a cornstarch slurry to thicken our gravy of our pot roast. So we're gonna be using 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 3 tablespoons of water. Now we're going to mix that up. Keep mixing until it's smooth. No lumps. We're going to add that to our Instant Pot, and it should thicken it up pretty good. Now we're going to put our Instant Pot on Saute mode. Time says 30, but that doesn't matter. We'll use what we want, and it's on high, and we're going to hit start. And when that starts to bubble a little bit, or boil just a little bit, we'll just, or come to a simmer, we're going to add our slurry of our cornstarch and water and stir it in, and it should thicken that right up. Okay, it started to boil a little bit there, simmer. And we're going to add our slurry in there. And then we're going to stir it up. And it should thicken that up nicely. Real light. Not real thick. We just want to thicken it just a little bit. Yep, it looks good. Looks really good. Okay, now all we have to do is add our vegetables in there. We can just dump them right in there real gradually like. There you go. Right out of that neat little basket. And we'll give them a little stir. So we have our potatoes, carrots, and celery in there. And they're not mushy. So it looks good. Okay. Now all we got to do is slice up our roast. Yeah, now since we used the trivet to put our roast on, we can just pick it up, bring it over here, and we can flip it right over. There you go. That looks good. It's probably still warm. It is warm. Okay. Now we're going to slice it up. So let's get ready to slice. Let's see how it looks. Now it's going to fall apart on you a little bit. I like them pretty, not real thick, but looks pretty good. Looks really good, actually. Nice slices. Now you could let this cool and slice it a little thinner and make a sandwich out of it. Roast beef sandwich. Or you could leave it this way and make a really good hot roast beef sandwich. And which it's what it is right now. It's hot. It's really hot, actually. I'm trying not to break it up too much. But anyway, there you go. That really looks good. I mean, that's really nice. Alright, let me plate that up. Or I could put it back in the gravy. But I'm not. I'm just going to plate it up and then I'll put some of those vegetables around it. And then I'll take some of the gravy and put it in a little pitcher. And then we can spread it around and see how it looks. I'll bring you back when I start to plate that up. Okay. We're going to plate this up. Put that whole pile of roast beef on the plate. Just like that. That looks really good. And we're going to get some of our vegetables out and put them alongside there. Just like that. We're going to add another potato to this side. Yeah. Let's get all of them out of there. We'll put them all around the edge. And all those carrots are in there. Wow. I might need a bigger plate. Anyway, let's get some of the carrots out. There we go. Put another potato over here. And put another potato down the end there. Just like that. Alright. Some more carrots. And that's a couple more carrots. That's about it right there. There's another carrot. You can fish them out of there if you want. Okay. There you have that. Boy, that looks really good. And it wouldn't be any good without more gravy on there, so I'll bring you back when I got that ready to pour on top. Well, there you have it, guys. Instant pot roast. And the potatoes and everything are still beautiful. The skins on them, they're not all mushy. I can't believe it. Now I'm going to add a little more of the gravy on top. With the onions and all in there and the celery. You can't beat that right there. Can't beat it. So let me test that out. Oh yeah, is it tender? Oh my God. Melt in your mouth tender. And what about the carrot? Perfect. Not mushy, just perfect. How's the potato? It is perfect. You can see it. It's perfect. Oh my God. I gotta have another piece. Oh, that's just beautiful. Well, there you go, guys. That is really a beautiful roast. Very tender and juicy, and nothing's dried out. It's really good. And you can slice it without it completely falling apart. That's what's good. You can make a sandwich out of it. You can do whatever you want. It's really good. Well, friends, that's it for this one. More info is in the description. And just remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.